right.
gas show or
You're
something.
right. You are absolutely right. What's up, guys? Your girl Luca here. Luca Teal, yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the Ashen Luca. It's me. I'm here
She's
for
here.
another episode. I did say last week I'd be on camera. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to be on camera this week, but there's a reason for it. It's because there's something on my face and it's fucking up my face and it's
What
making me
the
look hideous. So
hell?
I can't. I
What
can't.
is you want to
What?
identify what the something is?
Sure,
You
it's a
might be
code sore.
smart. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I no, I meant like for you, because like you just like
Oh,
I got something on my face. It
I
would have
knew
been
what it
like
was.
a
Yeah.
flesh-eating disease or something. They used to be
If I
like,
had
oh,
a flesh-eating disease on my face, I would not be here. Let's
I'm
make that
just
clear.
saying, you just don't know. If you just like, I got something on my face, I'm like, oh my god,
All
like,
right. Well,
get it
anyway,
checked
moving on
out.
from that.
All right.
What's up, L White, Gregor, Aaron, Spencer, Rocks, Blue Moon? TZ, what's goody, my boy? Dion, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and get started with the. Okay, Nautical just messaged me. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. With Singer and Slomo telling me their thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3. It has been getting some fantastic reviews. Chris Righteous has been singing the gospel of Larian for a couple of months now, and he was right too, because I mean there's only 4 critic reviews, but so far Baldur's Gate 3 on PC.
Yep, still 4, but hey, a 94.
Yeah, is
for
that
those 4
94?
reviews, baby.
The thing is, it
With
deserves
if
that
I could
score.
just finish, okay, with 9.3 user score with 590 ratings. But go ahead, Singer.
Right, so it deserves that score. Wait, so we could get to our Baldur's Gate thing?
Yes,
Go ahead.
Oh, right. So I'm your resident, scumbag here to remind you.
Okay.
That if you ever come across a city or a town full of people, and someone whispers in your ear, "Kill everyone," and I'll give you some powers, just murder the entire town, because what's life without a little risk,
Okay.
If you want to kick the squirrel, please kick the squirrel. Everyone will go through the intro. Kick it. Just do it. Even if you fail the roll, it's still hilarious. But so far, the game is fantastic. It is everything you wanted. It is a masterclass of a CRPG. It is Larian, but perfected. Because Divinity was really good, but they just took that to a whole new level. There's 3 difficulty modes, and you pick the middle one because you're like, this is a fine experience, and then you remember it's a D&D game, and then you remember it's hard as balls, and you could go anywhere in the game. So as we found out, we ended up going through this little monastery, did a puzzle, walked through, came to this place with this giant ass dudes everywhere, and they're all level 5. Now me and the boys are level 3. We were like, you know what, we can handle this. Yeah, no, you can't handle that. So we turned around and walked our happy asses back. And it's just so amazing the way they got the emergent gameplay. Because, for example, the Goblin Village, you could go to the Goblin Village. Now, it was my fault. I'll own up to it. It was me. There's a bard singing in the middle of it. So, I walked up to him and started talking to him because, the goblins were friendly. We spoke to him. Everything was cool. And then I kind of messed up his mojo. The goblins got angry at him. They took him away to imprison him. And that triggered a quest to go save him. So you're like, yeah, okay, we'll save him. So we went inside the prison.
This is a lot of talking about the game. I mean, are you spoiling the game? Like, what's going on?
No, this is impossible. It's impossible to spoil the game. Unless you come across any major story beats. But I haven't even begun chapter. I haven't even begun chapter 1. I don't even think I'm out of the intro area yet.
Wow. Okay, so it seems like you're really enjoying yourself with it. Would you say how does it measure up to Divinity and the other Baldur's Gate games in your opinion?
This is the definitive D&D game. Because one of the news outlets wrote an article saying this game is critical for putting D&D games on the map. Because before D&D games,
I can see that.
And this game was to put D&D on the map. This is to certify it that, people fuck with D&D. Because before, people didn't really mess with the D&D games. They were a niche. But the way this game's going, it did its job. Like, everyone is loving it. It's hitting record concurrent players on Steam.
700,000 when I last checked.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get up there. I'm sure it'll get up there.
No, I mean, it's there right now, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
You'll
people
say
are thinking it might hit 1 million. But I don't know. I don't know about that one. But
I mean, like, when it launches on PlayStation next month, that combined with the PC users are going to definitely push it over 1 million.
Well, the problem is with the Steam numbers. The Steam numbers are cool, but they don't take into account GOG, which is another launcher, and a lot of people got the game over on GOG.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be 200, 300,000 concurrent players over there, so you'd hit your 1 million. But unfortunately, Steam can't track another launcher. So
Right.
we could assume there's probably 1 million people between the two. But yeah, the game is fantastic. 10 out of 10. I never use Masterpiece, but this game might get me to the words Masterpiece, because
I really want to try it. It's like I've been seeing some great things, hearing some great things from you, seeing some great things on the timeline, some videos.
You'll like what I'm about to say then.
Okay.
It's giving me a lot of Dragon Age Origin vibes.
Oh, say less.
Right.
Yep.
So I mean, Dragon Age Origin is one of my favorite games of all time, and this game really just kept reminding me of like aspects of that game and how I felt about that game. I've beat that game maybe a dozen times at this point, and just like the storytelling, I was kind of I almost feel like the Shaq meme where he says like I underestimated your game. Like I underestimated Larian. I absolutely did. Like I the story and the characters I'm really digging.
Shame on you.
Shame, yes, absolutely shame on me.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. Shout out to Drab, who's been a member for 27 months at the highest tier, saying let's have a great show. Shout out to you. What's up, Arcade, Sly, Meat Puppet, Troyski, Gambit, Gregor, Geekhead, John of the Dawn, Vaccine, Blue Moon, Leaky. Okay, go ahead. Spencer, go ahead.
Every like well now what Singer's saying about the combat is very true. You just like you would be in a fight and just like, oh, I might die here. Oh my god. It's just like random enemies you're fighting. You're just like, oh crap, hold on. Let me like focus in. But some of the dialogue is hilarious. They put so much detail into like even the most randomest characters and the face like the detail and facial expressions. Most games when you play the game, there's like you could tell they put a lot of loving care into like the main characters and the main side characters, but like random NPCs clearly like zero detail, 0 pixels dedicated to that face. It's just like a bunch of ham face people. No, literally everybody has all this detail and in their personalities and the actual detail into the character model itself, and it's everything has been great so far. The last thing I did this morning, which was kind of hilarious. So I'm heading over to this camp of goblins because I'm looking for this guy that's supposed to help prevent like these druids from doing a spell. And I get there and I get ambushed by a bunch of goblins, and they're all like, "Oh, we got you." And I'm just like, I have the option to try to like deceive them. So I tell them, "Hey, no, your leader sent me." And they're just like, "Oh." And I'm like, yeah, and I did the little roll because it's D&D, so you gotta take the dice and roll, and if you success, you got it. So it worked, right? It absolutely worked. They were just like, "Oh, great! Hey, look, hey, we having a bonfire down there. Just head on down there. The leader's right there." And I'm just like, "This is perfect. I ain't even gotta fight these guys." But then he's like, "One more thing, we gonna need you to take that animal shit right there and rub it all over your face because we're doing the whole thing down there. You gotta be one of us." And I was like, Nah, wait a minute. He's trying to get me. And then he was just like, no, I'm dead serious. I need you to look. He pointed to it again, rub it on your face, and you can get going. And I'm just like, he's got to be kidding, right? So this is the option. I had a bunch of options there. This is the option I chose. I chose to grab the animal shit and throw it directly in his face, which is
Good choice.
exactly what I did. It splattered all over his face. He's like, what'd you do that for? Oh, that's it. I don't care what the leader said. You're dying. And I'm just like, oh, he was being for real. I thought he was messing with me. Like he didn't really believe me, but now he's just trying to like make me look stupid. But no, he was dead serious. So we ended up having to kill them, which was a fight I barely won. But it was just like I'm just like this game is hilarious. And I'm having so much fun with an RPG like this that I haven't had this kind of fun and had this like so much like loving detail done by the developers in the game. It's so long. That's what I'm saying. Like it reminds me of Dragon Age Origins, not necessarily that certain instance, but the style of combat is similar to Origins. The story and how good the story is also is similar to Origins like that. So I think Luke, I think you'll like it.
I'm gonna be 100 with you. I forgot what we're even trying to do. Like, I'm just in the world doing quests, and I just come across random quests, and I'm like, sure, I'll do the quest, see what happens. That's what I like about this game. There is no set script. It's literally, here's a toy box, go have fun, and you just create your own fun. Like, I don't know, you could. I tested out a spell because I got a new spell. I was like, yo, this is cool. I forgot friendly fire exists, right? So I activate the spell on top of Addict and Red Hood, and I kill them both. And so it's like, okay, that's
definitely killed it. Yeah, I definitely killed somebody before, man. I had enemies surrounding one of my my fighter, and I had a warlock not too far away, and I'm just like, oh, this is the perfect. I just unlocked this spell. This is the perfect spell for this moment. Oh yeah, I killed all of them, including my fighter. I had to revive my fighter. I was just like, oh, okay, don't do that again. Got it. Because literally right before that, my character is a wizard, and my character did a move that
good choice.
Did damage and push the enemies back from my entire group. So that gave me this false sense of security that there was no friendly fire. And then that's when I decided, like the very next roll, to do the stupid thing I did with the warlock. So it was definitely a mistake. But I try to keep my party balanced. I had another wizard that I found, and like I said, nah, man, you can go back to the camp, bro. We already got a wizard here. So I got a clerk, a wizard, a warlock, and about to say barbarian, a fighter. So
yeah, that's a good balance.
Pretty good.
Class. I mean, I know there's other people to collect. Because I really want a monk. Obviously, I rolled a high elf wizard, of course, because I love my spells, and I understand the hilarity that can ensue when you randomly push people off. Like, for example, in the one fight in the prison, as I was saying, there's these giant ass spiders below it. Now, they had archers up on the rafters of the building. So I climbed up there, pushed them off down into the spiders, and then they had to go fight the spiders. I'm like, there we go, that solves my whole... We pushed the boss down there. Because you can have the shove move.
Yeah.
so we're like, right, who's got the highest strength? Because we got to push this dude down there. He went down there so quickly, and it's like, right, cool. Boss is down there fighting the spiders. Guess what? The spiders killed the boss. Job done. GG, I didn't have to do nothing. So, it's the emergent gameplay. It makes it so great. And don't forget the music. The music is really,
very
really
good. It is very
good. Very good. And
I also have like decided after my last fight, I saw that like there was this one archer on the bridge that was really giving me issues. And after the fight, I saw that I could have attacked the bridge and toppled the bridge that probably would have like either killed him or at least would have brought him down to my level, so I didn't have that. What I eventually ended up doing was having my people do the whole big jump thing to jump up there and fight him, but I didn't realize that I could have just brought the whole bridge down instead. And it was just like, dang, I didn't know you could do that. You know, that's just something that like you just don't normally see. So yeah.
I mean, the way you interact with the environment is crazy as well. Like, for example, Addict threw den grease on the enemy, and obviously it makes people fall over. If you're on grease, naturally you'll probably slip and slide and fall on your ass. Well, a few enemies fell on their ass. I threw a fireball at the grease, set everything on fire. It's like, what wonderful! Like, stuff works. There's a wooden ladder. I shoot a fireball at it. That should burn. Guess what? It burns.
Yeah.
That door, it's metal. Guess what? It doesn't burn. No matter what spells I use against it. So it's, you know, I enjoy it.
It's a very, very good RPG. It's deserving of all the praise that it's getting.
Nice. I love to hear that, man. Well, I'll definitely give it.
Oh, I was gonna give some tips to people who, because there were some really good tweets about combat tips to for people getting into it who are new to this type of game. So I thought it might be nice if I could show them some combat tips that might help them out. If you're okay with that, Luca.
Go ahead.
All right, let me share my screen. Because it was from Destin Legari's tweet. Because he was struggling with the combat. And for those who will be playing it on PlayStation, this...
Yeah, I'm doing all mouse and keyboard on this. I haven't touched my controller at all. I do kind of wonder how it would be.
Controller's fantastic.
Oh, it is? Yeah, I've just been on mouse and keyboard for this one.
All right. So, can you see it, or do I need to zoom in?
Zoom in.
There you go. How's that?
Yeah, it's good.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest combat tip is focus fire down enemies. Don't leave an enemy on 1 HP, as clearly says, because an enemy on 1 HP will still do the same amount of damage whether it's full HP, and will still perform the same amount of bullcrap. So you just get rid of as many enemies as possible and don't leave them alive. If there's an enemy just wandering off with 1 HP, no, you kill that enemy. You run over there and kill it, because otherwise that might come back to haunt you. So always kill. Then let me zoom back out. And then I have the combat tips. We have this one. This is a very important. Yep. There we go. Focus on positioning. Make use of dark and high ground when able. Scan the environment for aids, like explosives and focus fire. Also ensure your party building complements each other. Now, this might seem like, oh, you don't really have to worry about... No, you trust me. If you have mages and archers, you want to be on the high ground as much as possible. Because everything in the game has an effect on the combat, for the most part. So if an enemy is above you, they'll have a much easier chance hitting you. You'll have a much worse chance against them. So make sure that you keep an eye on your environment when you go into a fight. Look at what you could get, what you could do. And that will also help you out massively in combat. Because don't get confused about it. Just look at your environment. And then the last one was just this, because this was just hilarious. This is what I mean about the gameplay. Beat a woman to death with a mace so I could steal her valuables. Used a revive scroll. Then gaslit her into thinking I was the hero who has saved her life. So now she's indebted to me. 11 out of 10. Yeah, literally. Like, you can gaslight people in this game. Yeah,
oh my god, how fun.
It is.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in checking it out, and giving it a try. whenever I have time. So, thank you guys so much for your impressions of the game. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to share your thoughts on the matter. And we're going to go ahead and go to the next topic, which is on Twitter. I asked people to give me some details on what's been going on this week since I am out of the loop 24/7. But I said, give me some updates on the drama. So there wasn't too much going on, just a couple of things. But Feminist Frequency got shut down. Thank God.
Hooray.
Fuck Anita Sarkeesian. Like, literally one of the worst grifters and most prevalent grifters in the fucking industry. The way she infiltrated so many studios and got them to make. Okay. I don't want to play as an ugly broad. Okay. I don't want to play as an ugly woman. All right. Now, maybe that makes me a fucking outlier. Maybe more.
You are not.
Maybe other women are like, yeah, I want to play as a woman who, but I just can't imagine it. Maybe it's no, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine wanting to play as something hideous. Okay. Now, am I saying that's what these female characters that have been coming out lately look hideous? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that me personally, I just want a pretty female character or a pretty male character to play as, right? And
She
this
absolutely did damage, though.
this demonic entity known as Anita Sarkeesian,
Demonic entity.
known as Anita Sarkeesian, just coming through, calling everything is sexist, everything is all this nonsense, you know. I'm just happy. I mean, honestly speaking, I say all that. She still got a bunch of money off of people. And she accomplished her goal of screwing folks out of their cash, man. So I don't really know what to say. All I can really say is fuck Feminist Frequency and fuck Anita Sarkeesian.
Well said, Luke.
All right. So what's up, Erica? What's up, Erica? All right. Next thing, let's see here. So Vinny comes out and says Starfield doesn't have a demo at Gamescom, has some people thinking its launch will end up like Redfall. Let's be clear. I don't think anything can be as bad as Redfall at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was bad. That was so bad, because at least with Starfield, I feel like even if it's buggy, people are going to want to play it and keep going. And there'll be more people who want to keep playing and keep going because of what it offers versus Redfall, in which I got to the point where they were showing slideshows on the projector as a quote unquote cutscene, and that's where I was out. I was like, oh no, absolutely not, right? So I don't think it's going to be like that, as bad as let me clarify. I don't think it's going to be as bad of a launch as Redfall. You know,
it's kind of hard to.
I know.
It's kind of hard to match that. Yeah.
One of my favorite liars, Todd Howard, did say that, you know, this is the most stable that they've gotten a game in forever, right, Singer?
Yeah, I mean, this is of no concern. Like,
which doesn't mean it will be stable, considering the launches of the other games. It just means it will be better than those.
Yeah, it'll be better than those. Which is a good thing, because it's like, okay, it won't be like super trash. But this whole Gamescom thing and not having a demo, the problem with this game is, what are you gonna? You have probably 15 minutes at the booth to play the demo. What can you actually logically get done in 15 minutes in a game that big? You might be able to get through one quest, maybe have a look around the city. Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
what are you supposed to
it doesn't
experience?
make much sense for Gamescom where people don't have a lot of time. But do you think that like maybe they could have done just like some kind of demo period for it, like that you could actually like on Xbox or PC play the game before launch, just to kind of get a feel for it?
Again, you'd have to limit like how much time are you giving people, because you're gonna have to give people a large chunk of time. I mean, they could
don't understand why people are like jumping to conclusions about this. How many games actually get demos?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Like
the last demo I remember playing was Forspoken. The one before that actually was pretty good, Tales of Arise. That one actually convinced me to buy Tales of Arise. I was kind of on the fence, and played the demo, and I was like, nope, I'm definitely getting this,
Yeah.
and it was worth it.
That convinced me to get Tales as well, the demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most games don't come out with demos, so I don't know why people are. I mean,
People just gotta find something to complain
I
about.
know
Like
it's so dry right now.
these fake Bethesda haters. Speaking as the OG, the original Bethesda hater, I don't need to fabricate things to hate on Bethesda about. I just use actual facts.
Okay, so
Yeah.
moving on from that, yeah. So, what?
I was going to add on to that. Summer, I know you're a Bethesda hater.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's cool. Red Hood is 1-2. He hates
Oh,
Dark Arrow. It's fine.
He's a smart man. Smart man.
But for the fake ones who are just hating it because it's not coming to your favorite platform, don't worry. You're going to have your own RPG to play. So just forget about it. If you want to, as the old saying goes that I heard too many times last generation, if you want to play it, go buy a PlayStation. Well, if you want to play Starfield, go buy an Xbox. There we go.
And played at 30 frames per second.
Yeah. So and then I also think it's weird, like, because Geekhead is saying in the chat, like, when does Bethesda do demos for a game? Like, I just don't understand why anyone, like, if, like, logically speaking, intellectually speaking, that might be a big ask. If anyone could actually break down why you would actually think that they would come out with a demo for this. So I definitely think that's like a non-issue. So they're just bored, and that's okay. Whatever. And so Shy City Malaketh said, I heard some frauds got exposed again. So apparently there was some guy. There's some guy who was in a space, and he was talking about a game, and people asked to
He's talking about Spider-Man.
He's talking about Spider-Man. People asked to see his credentials. And so this fucking weirdo shared this screenshot here as a way to show his achievements or prove that he played the game. Mind you, the show's absolutely fucking nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Half of an achievement, and we can't even tell if he actually got the achievement or if it's still locked.
Exactly. Or we can't even tell that it's his game,
Right. Or his profile or anything.
His profile or anything. Yeah. So it's like, a guy was talking about, I need to hide all my personal information. Here's the thing. That is why would you use your real name for your profile on a gaming system? Like, who does that?
And look, guess how easy it is to change your display name in Steam.
Super easy, I'm assuming.
Super easy.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to pay money.
Okay,
like you have to do on like Xbox and PlayStation.
If you don't want to go that far, that's fine. Just cover up your name. Why'd you have to cover up the entirety of the screen?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to crop the picture?
Yeah, I mean you crop. Yeah, like resize this blue tongue face thing, right? Just cover up your name instead of the entire screenshot, and there you go. But like, this is what frauds do when they talk about games that they don't play. When they speak on things that they're really only talking about it because, or in a negative manner or somewhat, because they're a fanboy for the other side and they got a cat for some reason.
I just don't understand the obsession about wanting to be part of the conversation when you haven't played the game. Like, bro, like, let that shit go. It's just weird to me. It's like, don't use your, if for real, if quote unquote security is an issue. First of all, they're already selling all your information, buddy. You signed up to Twitter and all these other sites. They're selling all your. I mean, you're not safe on the internet as it stands right now. Secondly, you're a nobody. Nobody actually cares about who you are, what your name is, and they're not going to do anything. As long as you're not one of the people saying some super crazy shit, you're not going to get doxxed, And then 3, just don't use your name. It's really that simple, Like, I don't use my name. I use a nickname. I mean,
my name on Xbox is hilarious.
Is it? It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. Because when you look at it, you're like, what the hell happened there? I'll be honest. I literally just started randomly typing things and just went with it.
Yeah, like most of the people. Let's even look at the chat for an example. Lionel and Phil. Maybe John. John, is that your name? Is that your actual name? John Ladon? Is that your name? But other than Lionel, Phil, Gregor, is your name actually Gregor? Like, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even if it was, like, clearly his last name isn't Von Doom.
Exactly.
So
it's just like Erica. Erica uses her real name, but for the most part, Spencer uses his real name, but for the most part, everyone in chat is using like a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so he says John's part of his name, right? Remember that dude on Scumcast revealed his entire identity but wouldn't give his gamer tag? I do fucking remember that.
Yeah.
I will never forget it. I'll never forget it. Bree is part of your name, okay? I don't care if people know my name. And Lionel's like, I use my real name in picture. That's because you're a menace, all right? But anyway, so shout out to you, Lionel. I mean, yeah, he's a no. That's not like I'm a nobody too. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all nobodies unless we're people who are super popular. So, yeah. Okay, so moving on from that. Okay, typical Starfield stuff. Oh yeah, Geekhead does use his name on Twitter. Motherfuckers were expecting a Starfield demo. Okay, slow news week again. Starfield. I think a dev from some studio reminded us the
Remedy.
Series S. So a dev from Remedy came through and talked about the Series S. As someone who has a Series S, man, I can't say I don't understand where they're coming from.
He's a community manager, by the way. Apparently, he's not. He doesn't actually do any actual technical work on games, but yeah, it's funny.
But at least my generation, I come from that fucking era of stranger danger, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like they were hammering it home to us millennials. Like, don't reveal anything on the internet about you. And I hold to that, just for my name and stuff. Okay, let's see here. Looking through more of these. Okay, Baldur's Gate 3. Xbox hate. Okay. People don't want to read what Thomas really said. He said about developing and you have to notify what slowest machine can do from the beginning, not at the end like it seems with Baldur's Gate 3 case, which runs on a 2009 DX11 API.
True, so it is only DX11 and Vulkan on PC.
Yep. Right. Series S development has to take into account its technical limitations from the beginning, which I mean that makes sense.
But honestly, that's how all game development is. Like when rest in peace to Optimus Code. But this is something that Optimus used to say years ago, and people gave pushback. But it's like, how can you push back from a developer telling you this is how we develop games? They look at what the least common denominator. They look at the lowest, most powerful machine, and then they build around that. Like, how do we make sure that this is playable on all platforms? We've been talking about this since like Halo Infinite, when people were like, oh man, it's got to play on the Xbox One. Oh, so you already kind of know design wise what to look forward to. It's not going to be like a next generation kind of leap for Halo. And I mean, I don't know why people act like this is new information, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so Starfield, Baldur's Gate happens due to Xbox development shakiness. Okay. Ponies are ponying about. Robbie is such an interesting guy. He like his posts are so interesting. So anyway, we can move on from that.
That's a way to say it.
Sony fanboys bragging about the game Steam number sales. Like it's a W.
Yes, I have seen that a lot. So some people like, oh, look how good this PS5 console exclusive or timed exclusive is, and I have to address this. This is one of the things I have to address. what you're seeing on Steam will not be replicated on PlayStation. Don't in your first mind think what's happening now is going to. You have to remember, this is a PC game that's coming to consoles. Like, this is very much catered to the PC-centric audience. That is what this game is. So when you get involved with the combat, you might want to check if it's what you want, because it's very different to what you would normally get. And please stop having it like it's some exclusive thing. Don't bring Larian into your console wars. Larian have always sat on the side, stayed out of it, so keep him out of it. They don't deserve it. They're riding high. So just keep him out, and just remember, it's not going to do as well on PlayStation as it's doing on PC. There we go. That's the facts.
What they are saying in the chat is true, though, about it's like top 3 for like pre-orders right now on PlayStation. So it is. I think the critical acclaim is getting, and the word of mouth and its success on PC has helped benefit it, and so that it's not going to sell as well as it is on PC, clearly, because it's a PC kind of game, but I think it will do better than, say, the Larian's previous games.
Divinity, I could see it do better than Divinity. I could see it doing better.
It's definitely gonna do better than Divinity.
Yeah,
not even a question.
I could see it. I could see it happen, but I'm curious of what the completion percentage is, because they'll buy it off the hype, but when they get into the combat and realize their attacks can miss and you'll get karate bodied at the drop of a hat, they might back up.
That's Lizzo.
Yeah, that was something I was pretending not to notice. But
oh boy. Oh man, I might have to turn the screen. I turn my monitor off and do the rest of the podcast with no monitor right now.
I might need some therapy.
What were you guys saying?
I don't know.
It's basically stop capping for Baldur's Gate 3. If you're hyped, you're hyped, but stop capping for it. Thank you.
Okay, so with Lizzo's ass on the on the stream, the dancers. Okay, so Lizzo, popular artist Lizzo, is being sued by some of her ex-employees, and they did they did a TMZ interview. Now, I didn't watch this interview, but people are saying it's bad.
Oh, Erica, that's pretty funny. Sorry.
People are saying it's kind of spooky. Wait, what?
Okay, sorry.
Not our belly. Oh God, that's fucked up, guys. But yeah, so Lizzo, popular artist Lizzo, is being sued. Okay, she's being sued. Okay, all the details. Okay, she's being sued by some of her ex-dancers, all right, who claim that Lizzo coerced them into attending group outings at clubs in Amsterdam's red light district and pressuring them to touch nude performers during the show. They also accuse Lizzo of shaming them about gaining weight. Okay. Also, let's see here. Also accuse the dance team captain of shaming staffers who do not share her Christian beliefs, including those who practice premarital sex. They also claim that meanwhile she regularly overshares. Whoa! Okay, she regularly overshares about her master. Okay, so about her. Okay, anyway, moving on from that. So just some foul stuff, right? It's the foul in the sense that you should not be sharing that shit with your coworkers, but Davis adds that she shared with the dance captain that she was a virgin, and the dance captain shared that shit in interviews and social media. Okay. Dancers also claimed they were discriminated against by the management team, who allegedly treated the black members of the dance team differently from the other members. Miss Lizzo came through and gave this a very generic statement in which she stated, what did she say? She said, "These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness." First of all, let's stop. Hold on one second. What respectfulness?
What morals?
Like, what is she talking about? Because
Yeah.
as you guys accidentally saw, her ass was all up on the screen while she was in a fucking park. And before anybody says anything about the whole, just so like this concept of not liking her just because she's obese, I said the same thing about fucking Sukihana. I was like, why are you going around half naked being a sexual deviant? You know, like nobody wants to see that shit, man. But anyway, so she said my work ethic, morals, and respectfulness. Now I can give Lizzo this. She is a hard worker. I can tell that, right? But I don't know. The morals and respectfulness, I don't know about that. But anyway, her character's been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations. What other false allegations have there been, Queen? You know? But these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate, unprofessional. And she's like, I don't want to be seen as a victim, but I'm not how the media actually portrays me. Blah 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 blah, whatever, right? She never necessarily addressed the claims directly. It was just kind of, like I said, it was a generic little statement. But before you go, Slomo, one of the things I wanted to talk about is that in one of the claims they made about going to the red light district is that Lizzo was trying to coerce one of her dancers into touching one of the performers, right? And eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas, right? That's what the lawsuit says. That's what she tried to convince her. Now, unfortunately, as this has happened, as people tend to do, they've been pulling up receipts on Lizzo about some weird shit she's done in the past. Some things that she said in the past that perhaps do not help with with the case, but in the sense that it's like, okay, it may make it plausible that it actually happened. So I will give an example here. Okay.
Was really they kissed. They kissed after. I'm not gonna say what she did, but I'm trying to go to the show where you eat the banana out the pussy. Which one is that?
This is a banana bar.
Well, that's the banana bar.
Yeah, you
and
wear
they have the banana
bar.
in the coochie
and ping pong balls.
So I mean, at least this here claim, like, it at least verifies that this is something that was discussed, something that she actually wanted to do, and so it makes it more plausible that she actually went out there with her dancers and did that shit, right? Here, me personally, I understand this idea and concept of having to stay silent, especially how difficult it is to get work as like an obese dancer and all that stuff, right? But you're not gonna convince me to fucking touch somebody, okay? Like, that's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna coerce me into doing it. It's just not gonna happen. Like, I would have been out of there like fucking swimwear. Are you kidding me? Like, unless it was like, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing this, and you pressuring me into doing it, it would have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, these chicks came through. They did a TMZ interview. Apparently, the interview makes them look bad. So we're gonna play it, and we're gonna come to our
I haven't
own.
seen this. Okay.
Oh, you've seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh,
no.
okay. Come to our own conclusions. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this.
Were these demands or suggestions made by Lizzo, as you say, were they direct, where they said, I really want you to do it? Or was it more, I'm afraid if I don't, I might get fired?
Yeah, I think for both of us, there was like this always looming feeling of thinking that if you didn't do something or you didn't adhere to certain suggestions or demands, that your job could be in jeopardy. Have fun with her and, go along with like what she was doing and, be down for anything that they were favored. They were hired for more shows. They were invited on, like private jets and to do cool things and, could hang out with her in like tropical settings like Hawaii and stuff like that. Some of our coworkers, it's just like there was no line between professionalism and personal. And so we had in our minds that if we weren't down for anything, that we would then be ostracized later. It was this unspoken thing in the camp that if you weren't super fun, like if you like skipped out on all of the like outings and all that stuff, that you wouldn't be seen in good favor from Lizzo, and that you would then not be considered like one of the people that is like cool and down for anything, and then therefore not be booked for as many jobs.
Okay, I mean, actually, I don't really see
Were these
how.
demand?
Okay, I want to hear what you guys think.
I think Lizzo absolutely did all that stuff, and I think that, and yeah, might be slightly biased because I've never really liked her.
I don't like her either. I'm gonna be honest, okay?
Yeah,
I don't
the
like
stuff
her.
is,
All right.
yeah.
And this is just okay. Did I jump on the bandwagon? I'm sorry, Slow-Mo. I just want to admit this to myself. Did I jump on the bandwagon and automatically just believe this shit because I think she's foul and nasty? Yes. Okay. If it turns out this is all bullshit, I'll acknowledge that. I'm like, I shouldn't have just jumped on it, but I did because I don't like her. All right. I don't fucking like her, and I think she's nasty because of all the nasty shit she's done in the past. But I'm sorry, Slow-Mo. Go ahead.
I don't like her based off of like the very first thing. So like I didn't know who she was until she came out with that one song, like her first hit or whatever.
True
and it
first.
turned out, yeah, like her first hit, she actually, the most popular like lyrics of her first hit, she stole those lyrics from someone else. And from then on, I was just always like, okay. Like and when she like she kind of sort of admitted it, it was like, oh, well, yeah, I did take those lyrics, but it was like I thought she was cool with it. And then from the other person's side, the lyrics that she stole, she literally told her, "Oh, girl, that's fire. I might have to steal that," like a joke. And then she actually stole it. It was just like, okay, so you that kind of person. And so from then, just the whole quote unquote body positivity nonsense to the whole let me go to the Lakers game with my butt cheeks
Just
out. Oh,
ass
y'all
all
don't
out.
like that because I'm fat. No, we don't like that because that's nasty. You
It's just
sitting
gross,
your
dude.
naked cheeks on seats that other people have to sit on, like with other kids around. Like, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't surprise me that she has that kind of persona, but then privately she's a completely different person. And there was a woman, a black woman, who was supposed to be doing a documentary on her, and that woman quit doing a documentary, and then she then had some white guy do the documentary to finish it for the black woman who quit. And the black woman came out after these dancers did said what they said, and the black woman, the woman that was doing the documentary, the writer, said, I quit because she's not who she claims that she is, and I wasn't going to make a farce of a documentary off from someone who pretends to be for black women, and you really aren't. And I didn't see her counter that those claims whatsoever. And
I mean, yeah, she just said like, oh, and then it was interesting because in her song "Rumors," which I stated, like I said, I like some of Lizzo's music. I think she's very talented. That I don't really like that song. I don't like her verse on the song. I like Cardi B's verse on the song, right? But part of the song, she said, let's see here. What are the lyrics? Something about oh shit. All the rumors lyrics. Lizzo. Okay, she said, had to cut some hoes loose. NDA, no loose lips. Now the hoes trying to sue me. Bitch, I don't give two shits. So I think like a lot of people are thinking that this is referring to this current lawsuit. And given the nature of the allegation, stating like I don't give a fuck is not the best way to go about things. You know what I'm saying? Is a lot of us when I first heard the song, I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about, of course, right? So we didn't know about the lawsuit, right? But like me personally, even just watching those dancers and what they talked about and stuff, I want people to understand like the nature of certain work environments, right? Like there is that concept of feeling like you have to be involved in certain instances, um, or you're not favoritism is a thing. Getting promotions based on people liking you is 100% a thing. Being passed over because you don't want to be involved in whatever degeneracy is definitely a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? We've heard it throughout time. I can understand why some people are like, oh, they just didn't like that they weren't involved. Or they thought that like, what do you mean by a looming feeling? And for me, I'm just kind of like, so y'all have never heard about the cases where people feel threatened, and it's just like these things don't have to be overt to exist. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's different forms of manipulation that occur. Hello, Nautical.
What is up? What is up? This is I walked in on a perfect conversation because that whole thing is ridiculous, but it's good to be here. Really missed y'all, even though I talked to y'all for a long time yesterday.
Yep.
Buddy. But yeah, I think Lizzo has always been someone who is like, I am body positive for myself. I just don't want y'all talking about how I look. Now, again, of course, has there been a bunch of fat phobia? Absolutely. People are not taking fat people. All right. It is what it is.
But it's not an either or thing. People always think it's black and white. Oh, like you only dislike her because not saying any of us here, but like the hate for her is only because she's fat. It's
some guy did come out and say that he just didn't like her because she was fat.
That's what I'm saying. It's not black and white, because there are going to be some people who are like that, and then there are also going to be some people that just think like, nah, you nasty, like your personality sucks. You appear to be a really terrible person. Period. Like, I just don't like the things that you do, whether you were skinny or fat doing this. I don't like it. Like if Taylor Swift decided to go to a Lakers game with her cheeks, first of all, she ain't got no cheeks.
I know,
right?
Yeah,
so I don't want to see that, right? So it's not about you being fat or skinny or whatever. It's the fact that I don't want to see.
It's the environment.
It's
not appropriate for the environment.
If I'm there with my sons and you show up like that, I got a problem.
People can go on and on about fucking respectability, politics, and that. I just think that when it comes to, if there are children in the vicinity, that it shouldn't be a fucking conversation. Just don't do it, And like something else, a reason why, like I said, I didn't like Lizzo from the Lakers game. I saw her her ass all out, and then she hid behind the whole, well, y'all just don't like it because you're fat phobic. And her bunch of her dumbass fucking followers agreed with her and were like, yeah. Like, I didn't like her from there. And then there was another instance that I accidentally showed in which she was out in the park with her fucking ass cheeks out again. All right. Just out fully. All right. Thong showing and everything. And I'm just like, she's one of those chicks, dude. She's one of those chicks who's like, I love my fat body. I love being fat. I'm fat and beautiful.
And then fired her dancers for being
fat.
And then also like overcompensates by being explicitly sexual and just throwing yourself out there in an attempt to show people like, hey, I love my body. I'm not ashamed. I'm going to be super fucking extra with it. But in reality, there's been instances where she'll be on TikTok fucking crying about being fat shamed, and people talking about how she looks and taking shots at her and making jokes about how she looks and the fact that she's fat and shit. And she's actually lost some weight over the last couple of years. And good for her for that, right? But I also don't like people fucking pushing this idea that being fat is a good thing. It's not okay. It's not okay for your health. Are there social implications? Absolutely. At the end of the day, from this particular society standpoint, they don't like fat people. It is what it is. It sucks, but it's reality. It shouldn't be a, well, I'm going to spite them and, get extra fat to spite them because fuck society and blah, 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 this extra shit or whatever, right? Like, at the end of the day, the only person you're hurting is yourself by having that excess weight on you. You know for damn sure that when you go to the fucking doctor, your doctor says shit to you about it, because my doctor said stuff to me about it too. I still need to lose 25 fucking pounds, man.
Well, my doctor said it to me too. I need to lose 30.
My doctor said it to me.
So
yeah.
No, I
got a question for the panel.
Yeah, what's up?
Go
on. Do you think, because it just is weird that she would have like her, it's one thing when like you see an artist pretend to be a nice person and then you find out behind the scenes they're a demon, right? That's a personality thing. But when you're a fat person and then you say you're promoting body positivity and all this other stuff, and then you are fat shaming your own crew, it's like, so are you just a narcissist? Do you feel like the body positivity stuff only applies to you?
She does,
but
she thinks it only
nobody
applies
else.
to her,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could totally see that's the way it is.
Yeah, because I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, how do you say what you said to the dancer? The reason she literally fired one of the dancers because she said because of her weight, and then it's like, but
look at you being a beacon of positivity.
But you look at the pictures of the girl; she's smaller than Lizzo. So if she's your backup dancer and y'all doing the same routines on stage. So you saying what? What
Be
are you
doing
saying?
those routines?
You can't do it, and she can't do the routine. What are you saying? Like, doesn't make any sense, right? It's just, yeah.
I don't know, man. I just be having problem with people telling people what they can wear and things that they do, and then you come out looking like, oh my god. Listen, man, this my only thing with and like it being a bigger person. You know, like everybody on the panel said, doctors always tell you, like, got to take care of that. And that's what we're doing. You know, I dropped 40 pounds over the course of the last year and a half. So
and congrats to you on that.
Yeah.
Listen, and it's not easy. It's a lifestyle change. You got to kind of, go with the punches on that. But my biggest thing is I always tell people it's not about fat shaming. I just hate when people, especially when they portray themselves in a completely different manner than they actually let out into the world. It's like, it's not us that's doing it. It's you and the things that you were doing alongside of it that is making people kind of question, everything that you're basically putting out. Like I say it all the time when people walk into my, like, man, it's a whole bunch of big people that shop in stores. My biggest thing is, why come out the house looking like that, knowing that those clothes that you got on can't fit you? Why? It's like have a little bit more, honoring yourself. Just because, oh yeah, this is a really nice outfit. Yeah, if you were like 20 pounds lighter, it probably would be, but it's not right for you. And then, you take offense to when people tell you that. I'm like, but the biggest thing is like, but why are we? It's really weird when I see stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like half your stomach is hanging out, half your arm look like it don't even fit in the sleeve that you got it in. And those are the things that really drive me crazy because guess what? Big people, they're beautiful just like everybody else. They just have issues that have not been taken care of for so long for them to get to that point. And that's all we're trying to do is bring more of a eyewitness to the situation and
awareness.
Stuff. And that's the word. Awareness. We're just trying to bring more awareness to it.
I'll be
And
honest.
also, real quick, like you guys are making jokes about how Lizzo looks and her size in the chat. Like, I don't think that shit is funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all. Like, I don't even understand the.
Let it be.
Here's my thing. I don't feel compelled to speak negatively about how people look. I'm like thinking of instances. There's been like maybe a couple, but like I don't typically speak about how people look. Again, I just don't think those kinds of jokes are funny personally.
No, they're not. I think the biggest thing, like I said, for me is I will never tell a person just how you look, like you're fat or you need to lose weight. I mean, that's I won't even, but I may look at a person and be like, if a person, like perfect example, a person comes in looking for a job and stuff, they come in like a bigger person. I got a problem with hiring bigger people, but if you come in looking like stuff doesn't look right, I'm like, okay, yeah, you may not be the right person for me at this job. You kind of got to kind of dress for the occasion. And if you're a bigger person, that's kind of, you're pricing yourself out of different things and stuff. I just think that making fun of those people, that's not cool because trust me, all of us have our demons in our backgrounds. And the thing is, you wouldn't be wanting people to make fun of whatever yours is. And being fat and being bigger in America is like one of the biggest things that you see day to day. And
We got a
that's not
pretty high percentage of people who are obese.
dude.
and
This is the
overweight.
most obese country in the world.
Is it?
Yeah, I
It
think
is, yeah.
America
it
is.
It is.
America
It is.
by far.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believe it, considering some of the some of the abominations that exist that we've created that are delicious, but are just not good for you. Yeah,
But
like I think
it's
you
more
should.
than that though. It's also the portions that we eat are so
Or
much
like
bigger.
yeah.
than
I've
what
Chemicals we
others-
put in the food too.
Yeah, you go to
That-
Coney Island here. It's big.
See, that is why I would struggle because I constantly ask the question to my American friends. It's like, what would be classified as a large portion over here would be like a regular, or something in America, and it's like, my mind can't grasp the concept because obviously living over here, I'm used to our portion sizes. Now we used to have McDonald's used to do the supersize range where you could have like
Yes,
the double XL.
Mhm.
But they cut all that out. Now the biggest you can go is a large.
I mean, they don't do that here either now.
Oh,
so.
they cut it out. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because of that fucking Super Size Me movie.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. But
Oh yeah, that
Forty's
documentary where the guy was healthy and then he ate McDonald's every day, 3 times a day for like 6 months or something, and he ended up like almost dying. Is that
I
it?
mean, yeah, like that one. I remember watching that in high school too. And sorry to interrupt you, Singer, but I just want to say, like, I do think, I think you should love yourself enough to want to get healthy for yourself. Because when you're younger, it's whatever. But as you start to get older, those health complications start kicking your ass, dude. Like I was 28 and I started getting sick from shit that I never got sick from before, And then I lost 30 pounds, gained back like 70, lost 50, So now I got this last 25 to go. And I just keep thinking to myself, like, the older I get, the more at risk I am. Because our bodies are literally deteriorating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just
Right.
think that at this point, for me, I don't like the body positive movement. There have been at least 3 influencers that have died. Because doing the whole body positive shit. They promoted that stuff and then they revealed that they were really sick from complications associated from obesity, and then they ended up dying. And so it's like, for me, I don't like that there are people in that community who act like that shit doesn't happen. Like, it's like no one has ever seen my 600-pound fucking life. You don't think that's where you're heading if you keep over consuming, And people, like, again, how you look, attractiveness, of course, plays such a big role and such a big factor in America. I am not saying it's not. But at the end of the day, this concept of, well, if you don't love me for being beautiful, all this extra shit, okay, that's cool and all. But you're still young. That shit's going to start affecting your health, man. It just is. So there's too many goddamn studies and statistics out there saying so. And ignoring it to try and screw over the haters like Lizzo's done. And again, Lizzo has lost weight. Now, I don't know if people have noticed it. I've been looking at some of her recent pictures and shit. She's lost weight, dude. So she's maybe she's doing it quietly, but she's taking some steps for herself in the right direction to fix aspects of her health, man. So
And what I was going to say to Forte's point was something I've noticed it. It's only been over like the past 2 years, ever since this body positivity movement started. But it's like, I understand you're the bigger build, but they go into these shops, which, like, the larger size they go up to is like a large, right? In the men's, they go up to a large and then they stop. And I see them, and they, like, when I say everything's hanging out, and I'm like, couldn't you wear something a bit more flattering? Maybe understanding that, you're a bigger person. Like, what looks good on her over there is not necessarily going to look good on you. But they just walk around and they don't care. They're just like, I am me, and they have this attitude about them, and I'm just like, but is this okay? And I've noticed it's just happening more and more now. It's more and more larger people walking around in clothes that clearly don't make flatter them. So.
because these people don't have any. It's like the same thing. I'll be sitting there and I was like, man, you coming out the house with a do-rag, not a do-rag, but a bonnet on your head. Like, come on, man, you ain't about to. I can understand.
First of all, respectability politics. Why do we have to adhere to the white man's culture? Why can't I leave the house in a bonnet?
No.
And a rag. Honestly, honestly speaking, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I do not care if people walk out the house wearing that. Like, personally speaking,
No, I don't care if
but
you walk out the house.
Like, don't go into like a job interview wearing that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, you know what? No, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. It's just, I feel like when you leave your house, like if you're like at your home, sitting on your porch, doing yard work, things in your neighborhood, that's cool because you're in your own little element. The moment you decide to jump in your car and go to Walmart amongst other people, kind of make it, you know, I feel like you should kind of care about your appearance more than that. You know, you're not at your home, you're out in the public with other people. And if you don't want people to judge you, then don't give them reasons to judge you for things. They're going to judge you regardless. Just don't make it easy.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, maybe it's because I see it so often.
And that's what it is. You see it. Yeah,
when I go to the stores, I mean, I get out, I wear a baseball cap, some shorts, men's shorts, and a t-shirt.
What's wrong with that? Nothing.
An oversized.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
Okay.
I love the fact that, listen, I respect the fact that you said you can go out your house with a baseball cap, baggy shorts, and a men's t-shirt on. At least I can get with that. But you walking out the house like you just walked out of your bedroom,
wearing
it's completely
slippers
different.
And a bonnet, yeah.
That's what I see so much, and it comes down to your ability to just not have pride in yourself, because it starts with you. And if you can walk out your house looking like that, why would I treat you any differently? Honestly,
what do you mean treat them differently?
Like actually care about how you feel about how you walk out the house looking.
I mean, I think a lot of the time, and this is how I feel about a lot of this stuff, I am so apathetic when I'm out the house. Like, I leave the house, I'm just like, fuck, man, I gotta get these errands done. And of course I see all kinds of people in all kinds of state of dress, but I'm usually just like, okay, and I move on and I keep it moving. Like if I see someone in their pajamas, I think it's because I see it so often. I don't care.
You're desensitized to it.
Let me tell you something though. I'll tell you some things I did notice. I was at Walmart when it was super late a couple years back. That's why I stopped going to Walmart super late, right? And this guy was dressed like Blade. Like,
oh man,
fully like Blade.
I've seen one of them before.
And I was like,
I go in the opposite direction every time I see one of them. He was like, I don't know, you about to shoot this place up.
You got full body
Kevlar. Are on the list.
Full body Kevlar on.
FBI got you on the list right now. I guarantee.
Like, that's what got me to stop going to Walmart late at night. I was like, nah, I'm good, man. What the fuck is he doing here? Like, who are you hunting? So I left, and I have a strict limit of what time I go to Walmart now because of that shit. But like I said, I see people in their pajamas all the time. That I don't care about that. What I do care about is like certain. Like, okay, take for instance, the workplace. If your workplace is business casual, if y'all have a dress code, if I see that you're not in the dress code, I do be judging you. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah,
I do judge people who do not adhere to the dress code. You know, because
this is a very funny conversation because I recall some years back, I was at the park.
Oh fuck, another park story.
Oh Lord, here's a
no, not the same park.
Whose ankles was it?
The same park story.
Oh, the same park.
Y'all tried to get on me for this woman who was not wearing an outfit that was designed for her body. Okay,
I probably was defending you, Slow-Mo. Honestly,
you probably were, but Luca wasn't. All day wasn't.
I
Nobody else was.
See the correlation between talking about someone in their pajamas and talking about someone with their shit hanging out. Like, what's the correlation there?
The correlate. This is the entire freaking topic of inappropriateness.
I mean, there are different levels of inappropriateness, Slow-Mo. There's and I already said I don't like people walking around with their shit and their body parts all hanging out. We were just fucking with you, dude.
What this woman at the park was doing.
It was funny. We were fucking with you, man. We're fucking with you.
I just need y'all to
You know?
admit that y'all was wrong. That's all I need.
I'm not admitting shit. Fuck
Okay,
you.
you don't got.
Hey,
You don't got to admit it. I know that you know that you know
hang
you
on,
was wrong.
there is one thing we need to do an intervention. Clearly, you're scarred by the ankles, right? Because you keep on bringing up the same
I don't
story.
bring up the ankles.
I
Y'all bring up
you
the
just
ankles.
brought it
I
up.
bring
You just
up her
brought up the
outfit.
story.
I brought up the story.
No, you didn't just bring up her outfit. You started talking about her body. You started talking about her having fat ankles. I remember the conversation, Slow-Mo. That's probably why we
that's
got
not
on your
what I
ass,
said.
bro.
This is what I said. See,
We were
Yes,
definitely
sir.
talking
you
about her
don't
being
remember
fat,
the conversation.
Bro. We
You just
definitely
say
were
you
talking about
remember
her
the
being
conversation.
fat, bro.
Yes, I did. I did talk about her
And
being
you were
fat.
definitely admiring her
There was
ankles.
plenty of fat people at the park at that time, but she was the only one dressed like she was trying to go to the club. The other thing was that she was wearing high, like 5-inch heels, walking on wood chips on a playground, and she nearly broke her ankle trying to get her kid. That's what I explicitly said. Dummios in the chat go,
Not dummios.
Slow-Mo just care about ankles. No, stupid.
Okay.
Listen to the story.
Okay, I mean, I need you to understand that the chat isn't dumb. They understood exactly what you were saying. They were just fucking with you, dude. Because it's easy. The fact that we still bring up the ankles to this day says everything. Okay, it's been years since you told that story. Years. Okay, so anyway.
Oh man, this is great. Can we continue this?
Yeah, I just personally think that, like I said, there's different levels of respectability. Like I don't care if you're out in your pajamas and PJs. I don't give a fuck, dude. But at work, that shit matters. And then I never want to see anyone with their ass out. Actually, I was walking by. It's Lollapalooza this week, and I walked by this chick, and her ass cheeks were hanging out, and she was like she was young, not super young, like clearly an adult, right? But she was younger, and like she had a good body, but her ass cheeks were hanging out. I'm just like looking at her like, dude, what are you fucking wearing? What is the dress code for Lollapalooza? There isn't one. People are just wearing random shit. But that's where I'm talking about, where I'm just like, why is your ass cheeks hanging out, dude? I'm not trying to see that. Oh, what's a Ramon? So yeah, it's all about context. It's all about settings. Like if you're in a fucking rap music video, of course, have your ass cheeks out, man. People expect that.
I mean,
that's what we're watching for.
Freaking BT Uncut, if they still
BT Uncut, baby.
Exactly. Well, they don't got to do the uncut anymore because those are regular fucking videos, dude.
Exactly.
Regular fucking
but
videos,
I do.
man.
Those girls walking around Walmart right now looking like them girls.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it ultimately comes back to what Slow-Mo said, though. The inappropriate part of it may not be the fact that you're walking around with jogging pants and a tank top on.
It might be.
There's nothing wrong with it. The problem is when you're walking around with a tank top on that looks like the tank top is a tank that you're having a wife beat. You know, some girls walk around with wife beaters and stuff on when they just out and about, and it looks like it should be their kid's wife beater instead of theirs, and their stomach is hanging out. It's that small. Those are the people I'm talking about. I'm not saying you can't walk out the house comfortable, jogging pants, t-shirt, or even if you got on like some, it looked like it's a cross between your PJs, your pants, and a regular shirt. That's fine. But the people that walk out,
who still wears PJs though? For real?
Nobody does.
I'm about to say
half the stuff that you go to sleep in now is considered regular clothes, like jogging pants and stuff, and people walk out the house in that
in boxers and that's
that's that too. No, but I think that's the thing is that people just walk out of the house in things that don't fit them. Like it don't fit. Don't wear it out the house. If you want to walk around your house and attract somebody that way at your own house, that's fine. But when you walk out the house with something that's 2 sizes too small and it's squeezing the air out of your body because you can't fit it, then why are you out the house in it? You're trying to attract something that I don't know. It's just it's an attraction thing, and it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It is an attraction thing because I've seen it. Like I've seen both of the spectrums. I've especially seen it for some reason with stuff like leggings, for example.
Yes.
And I'm like, on you. I am looking.
On you?
I'm looking. But you probably shouldn't be walking out of the house like that because it's pretty much ripping at that point. Like,
Man,
Oh man, that bad, eh?
I'm surprised they ain't already ripped.
Yeah. I definitely think I mean, guys, like I said, I'm just thinking about myself. Like, I wear baggy clothes all the time. I'm just, and clothes that don't fit me. I know I'm getting judged, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't care. But I'm not wearing like super tight clothes like that. So,
because you're asking to be judged when you wear super tight clothes, good or bad. Honestly,
yeah, I definitely think I get judged for the baggy boy clothes I wear for sure.
Luke could be out here with the hat tilted down.
I surely do.
I
surely do. And then when I come out with my "Hi, how's it going?" personality, looking like that, they're like,
Had her page wrong the whole time.
Exactly.
Shout out to you.
Okay. Real quick, do you guys want to talk about this Jamie Foxx thing?
There's more?
Yeah, is there more than what he did after he came and apologized on to the world?
Oh yeah, like
what he apologized?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he apologized.
For what?
Well, here's the thing. I have never associated the language that he used with Jewish people. But apparently, folks were coming out and saying that he was taking shots at Jewish people, and so he apologized for that. But like,
oh, so this is not about his health at all, because he had like a
no, that's not what he was doing. He was talking about how basically he's got a Judas in his friends group, right? In his friends and family group. He called that out. He was like, they killed Jesus. And then for some reason, people, I mean, I know what the reason is, but people took him saying they killed Jesus as, and then hashtag fake friends. They were like, you're talking about Jewish people.
Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead ass, dude.
Yeah, dead serious.
The apostles were Jewish. They're all Jewish. Shut the fuck, y'all. None of y'all know what the hell y'all talking. I can't stand when people be like saying things and they prove what they saying like they don't know anything about, like they don't even know the first thing about the entire topic of what they're talking about. Just shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know anything about religion like that, except for I know about Jezebel because I like to call Slow-Mo Jezebel. But other than that, I don't really know.
Look, Judas betrayed Jesus. They're all Jews. Okay, so like, when you're talking about Jewish people, no, he's talking about the kind of person who is a friend in the friend group who betrays his friends. That's like I don't even. If I was him, I wouldn't have apologized. I'm like, y'all dumb.
Yeah,
I'm not apologizing because you're stupid.
I think there's a reason he apologized,
Yeah,
but I don't want to. I definitely don't want to say it on air, so I'm not going to say it on air.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're thinking. I believe, and I also find it funny that when it comes to us, though, us black people can offend us every which way they want. We got comedians openly saying the N-word in front of other black comedians, and nobody calls them out. But no, let someone make an analogy that is an accurate analogy, and people immediately go, "Oh, don't talk about Jewish people." Shut the fuck up! I can't stand that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Me.
Oh shit. Okay. So I don't. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why he apologized, but here's my thing. That's probably why. Like, that's why you got to be careful with using certain kinds of analogies. Like, your analogy can be super fucking clear, but there's always going to be someone who misinterprets it based on the imagery that you use or the language you used. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would never use an analogy pertaining to anything involving like an act of violence or terrorism or anything pertaining to religion, because I'm just not trying to have folks on my neck for shit that I didn't actually mean, So that's it with that.
It just tells me that like I would never ever be famous for anything, honestly. Because like if I was ever famous, like the moment I get because every famous person gets canceled eventually, right? They always gotta apologize for something, right? I'm just it ain't happening. Like my apology would be, I know y'all expect me to apologize, but I won't. Fuck you. Like that would be like my response to, especially if I don't like agree. Like I'm not saying some fake statement that I don't believe in, that I didn't even write. Some publicist wrote it for me, or my lawyer or something, and I'm supposed to like recite it on my YouTube channel or put it up with the little the notes app on the iPhone and type it in there and then put the screenshot on Instagram. Fuck all that. Nah, I'm good.
It's almost like that's too much work.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on from that.
God loves Xbox.
Yeah, we can just go ahead and move on from that. So not too much other stuff happened this week. We could talk about this picture real quick. And
They got Luca.
I think they came for Luca.
They came for Luca and they moved. They
Uh-oh.
muted her. They muted her mid sentence.
It was like,
Yeah.
You
Luca's
should have
gone.
never mentioned anything.
Woo! Look at that spread.
yeah,
Look at that spread.
can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they were listen, they came for me.
They
They
came for
definitely
you.
they got my ass for a second. Anyway, so what is the first thing y'all are grabbing? I'm getting the meatballs, these particular right here. I'm grabbing those. This spread looks fucking delicioso.
I'm
down
gra-
with that.
Are those? What are those hot dogs or sausages?
Those are hot
Those are
dogs.
links. They're not
Oh, those are links. Oh
I
yes,
think
I'm
those are- no, are those
if-
links?
if
Or
they're
saus-
if there's sausages or
know.
links, I'm grabbing those first.
yeah.
I love, especially because they're off the grill. I'm grabbing those first. Sausages.
Yeah,
I'm going-
actually, I think Slomo's right. I think those are sausages. I'm getting the meat. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the way I eat right now, I don't eat too much red meat and pork. So I'd skip the burgers, and I'd dive headfirst into the chicken. Like, give me all the chicken, and then definitely grabbing some meatballs because meatballs are fire.
Yeah, meatballs are fire.
And then you top it off with a couple of sausages.
Yeah, the sausages.
I have no idea what that pasta thing is to the side.
I see a lot of shrimp in it. That's all I
I
see.
see noodles.
It's probably getting skipped. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
good.
I'm grabbing the meatballs first. I'm gonna grab me 2 deviled eggs.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
even
gonna
see
give
the
me a
double
burger.
eggs.
All right, I'm gonna give me 2 burgers because it's kind of small. All right, I'm gonna give me some fried chicken in that order. All right, and I'm smashing all of them.
I'll tell you right, like I said, I do this even at our own house. Whenever there's links or sausage links made or sausages at all, I always grab those first. That's literally it. Even at my own house, it could be ribs up there, it could be chicken up there. The first thing I'm grabbing is a
Damn,
link.
this joint's making
and
me
I'm
fucking
eating it.
hungry, dude.
I am.
Yeah, honestly, this is the kind of meal that like for the next 2 days afterwards,
You still
You're
eating
set.
it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just drinking water. Like I'm,
Oh.
I'm just because I feel
'cause you
bad
ate-
about how I overate. So I'm
You-
just like, all right,
right.
I'm just doing water for
I'm
the next
just
2
doing
days.
water for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro looks fire. All
Gotta
right.
cleanse yourself.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the channel member topics and we go and get on out of here.
What is that screenshot, Singer? What is that? Lizzo underneath a F-35?
It
Well,
says, "Drop
can you
Lizzo
read it?
on Iran."
Oh,
Plan
Jeff,
B?
let's
Oh,
Let's,
God, they dropped her as a bomb,
I
bro.
do remember the guy who posted that ended up getting sued by Lizzo. So if you want to just go ahead and take that shit down, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that in. Yeah, I didn't know he got sued.
She sued
man.
him.
Her team did.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I'm looking. I didn't even
That's funny.
realize what it was until I know. I said, oh, wait a minute. She's a bomb.
Yeah,
not-
I don't really
that's
think
not-
that's funny either. I
It's
think
not
super
it's not
fucked up,
funny.
so.
It's not funny. It's not
Um,
funny. It's just
But
the
okay, so
context.
shout out to John the Don saying there's demos and services like Game Pass nowadays, but what were ways you tried out new games before buying them or not buying them? For example, the gaming section / kiosk at Toys R Us was a wonderland for me. So me personally,
Blockbuster.
yeah, Blockbuster.
Yep.
I tried games out on Blockbuster. Also, I mean, I didn't really try games out that often. Like I would be like, I want this game, and I would get the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't try like demos like that or anything like that. Like the concept of trying a game out yourself. I would go to my cousin's house and play his games on his Xbox and stuff. But
So for Nintendo, it was always just borrowing from other friends, borrowing their games and stuff because we poor. That's how you would see if it was a game that you wanted to buy. For PlayStation, it was the official PlayStation magazine. I used to always wait for that demo disc to come. And
The thing I would save up all my pocket money. I'd go down there to the shop, buy the magazine, get the demo disc out, and I would play every single game on there like 50 times.
Remember the year that Metal Gear came out, the first Metal Gear? It was they had the first mission of the demo was on the demo disc for that month. So I remember that. Yeah, that magazine was the best way to do it. Same thing with Xbox when it first came out, the official Xbox magazine. They would send you demos in that. Once we got into like the era of just being able to like online and stuff, then it was Blockbuster and Gamefly, stuff like that. But the earlier, I used to love waiting for those demos just couldn't come fast enough.
Especially with the colors as well, because they were different colors for the different numbers.
For the different numbers.
So there was like a blue and a yellow and a green and a pink, and you just line them all up in your little CD folder thing. And you're like, what am I going to play? I'm going to play the first level of Crash Bandicoot again.
Yeah, I used to do Blockbuster for back in the day when GameStop became a thing. I would buy a game, and I would make the decision that first day if I liked it or not. If I didn't like it, I'm taking it back, and I'm getting something else immediately. So that was my renting. I would just buy the game. If I didn't like it, it was going back to GameStop. Oh, it was defective. Why you bring it back? Game's ass. That's why I brought it back. I'm getting something else.
Glitzer made a really good point. He said that Zone of the Enders had a good sales attached because of Metal Gear Solid 2 demo was on the disc. He ain't lying, bro.
The whole reason why Crackdown is even a thing is because Crackdown had a Halo.
Had Halo on the disc.
That's the only reason it became popular. But one thing I see now, this will show my age. There used to be a store chain over here. I know you probably still have it in America, Electronic Boutique. But it used to be over here, but they shut all the stores in the UK for whatever.
Think GameStop bought EB.
GameStop bought EB. They bought EB. They bought EB, Funko Land, Electronic
but I think
Boutique.
In Canada, they still call
it Electronic Boutique over there.
Yeah, they still call it. Yeah.
Because we had that, and when you went in there, I used to try out PC games. Now, if you remember PC games back in the day, you had this big ass cardboard box, on there and everything, and you pick it up off the shelf. It's like the box is like 50 times the size of the disc, and you take it up to the checkout hall in this big ass cardboard box, right? Just to open it to get this disc, put in your PC, and then you sit there and wait 20 minutes for the game to load, and then you're like, "Woohoo, on my way!" But that was like some of the best memories.
I felt like Blizzard did it the best when it came to give you that oversized box with just the disc in it. At least they had to fill it up with stuff. They was like, okay, when I bought Wrath of the Lich King and stuff, they gave you like a whole bunch of the passes and stuff for other people to get into the game. The same thing was with StarCraft and everything. It was like, oh, so this is what you're gonna do to make this box feel not so empty when you open it. You go put a whole bunch of extra literature in the box for people to use. I miss those days.
I miss it because it was annoying listening to when on the bus or cycling when you're home. You could hear the disc just rattling around inside the box. I'm like, what is this?
Right, yeah.
Why is this box so big?
And guess what? Now they don't even. First of all, you can't even go into a store and buy a PC game anymore.
Nope.
And then it's just it's no purpose. Nobody. I mean,
nobody even has a disc drive
anymore. They ain't got a disc drive. They ain't got a floppy drive. They ain't got none of that
if
stuff.
If you got a disc drive on your PC, man, that thing is a potato.
Man, they telling you, they gonna tell you.
You shouldn't even. You can't play no games on that. That thing is trash.
Imagine if you had a floppy disk.
Now listen, man. Yeah, it was good.
Let's go ahead for the next one. Lionel says Baldur's Gate fans, if Baldur's Gate is looking fuego, Are you Dragon Age fans going to give it a shot? This is the Dragon Age game y'all always wanted, but better. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to give it a shot. We talked about it at length earlier in the show, Lionel, if you were here for that. So go ahead and like just listen from the beginning if you want to hear Slomo and Singer's thoughts on Baldur's Gate.
I don't know
3.
about the but better though. Look, I'm enjoying
No.
the game, but it ain't.
Where's the 5th comment? though?
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
better than Dragon Age Origins off a couple hours of playing. So
The thing is, I can see it because as another news article pointed out, this is the Dragon Age game. This is the sequel to Inquisition. He brought up Inquisition instead of Origins. And I was like, that's an interesting way of looking at it. This was the sequel that Inquisition was supposed to get. Like,
Okay.
This is what BioWare should have gave us. But
yeah, I can definitely see that. So we'll check that out
I can
there.
understand that. But
What
until I beat
company?
it ain't better than Origins.
What This is for Meat Puppet. What company will Microsoft try to acquire next, Lord? Maybe a Japanese company like Square Enix, Capcom, or Sega. What do you think? I think that Microsoft does not need to acquire any more fucking companies. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think that they have enough. They should focus on the current companies they have and work
What do they
on
think?
cultivating that talent
I feel-
there. That's ultimately what I believe.
I feel like Microsoft needs to release 5 to 10 games, and then after they release 10 games, then we could talk about who they're going to acquire next. But can we at least get the games that's already been on the docket since 2017
Facts,
first?
dude. Where is Hellblade 2?
Can we get those? Can we get those games first?
the thing is,
I don't think they're gonna do. Go ahead, Singer. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, this is Microsoft, and we want them to do this. Release all these games, let Activision sit for a while, give it like 2 years, then have a look at the smorgasbord available to you. But as soon as this is done, they've already got the shopping list out. They're going around with their trolley, like, what looks appetizing to you? Who do you think? What else this starts at? So it's gonna happen. So
Yeah, for sure, man.
I
But
think there'll be like a cooling off period after the ABK deal is done, because anything else they acquire after, like almost immediately after that, is going to get like really, really super scrutinized. But I think once the cooling off period is over, they'll probably acquire Asobo and either Eidos Montreal or Crystal Dynamics, one of the two that are like basically making or helping them make Fable and Perfect Dark. So,
all right, nice. Okay, so let's see here.
They said Phil said they need to acquire a better marketing team.
So Phil DVG says, shout out to Twitter. I actually got a topic this week. Is a woman shooting her shot a red flag? I saw this tweet about how it means as a woman. How it means that a woman's desperate, but I disagree. I got my wife from her shooting her shot with me. Our first encounter at the job we met, it was her verbally accosting me for asking if her name was insert name because I was her manager and had her clocking card. I was ready to pack her up day one. Ain't no way in hell I would have shot my shot towards her. So the current end result was the only possible because of her. Yeah, especially considering you're her boss, bro. Like,
right.
I definitely hear you on that one. No, I don't think it makes you desperate. I think the person who said that is someone who has never had a woman shoot their shot at him, or is one of those guys who is like, he super adheres to the concept of like men and women and what roles they're supposed to play based on the societal rules that are placed on us, right? So I think he's one of those guys.
He's
like
never been to like a social occasion or something, and you have, she's looking at you across the room, and then she approaches you and starts talking to you, and it's like, I wouldn't have approached you, but you took the initiative, so I'm willing to hear you out, and then before you know it, boom, you're dating. And it's like, well, that happened.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's silly. Like, I think it's nice if a chick comes up and says, yeah, I'm actually like interested in you. Like, isn't that better than you being nervous and going up to her and possibly getting
or them
rejected?
doing the
like,
whole dropping hints thing that aren't like the greatest hints ever. Look, when I used to work in rent a car and I was working in retail, and I used to see like a lot of people on a daily basis. I had women shoot their shot at me, and I was like, yo, like the kind of women that they weren't desperate. They were just confident women that knew what they wanted. And I was like, well,
Mhm.
damn, all right. If I wasn't already in a relationship, this would be something. But it's just, like I actually kind of think like mostly I see women with that mentality that you're desperate if you do that. I think they're just kind of like the reverse of men who are afraid to
Bro, I've
say
never
how
seen.
they feel.
Let me
I've
tell
I've
you.
never heard a chick say that you're desperate if you go
Let me
after a
tell
guy.
you. Let me tell you, man. My number one thing, I love women that think like a guy. I love it. That's why me and my wife get along so well. Because when I look at her, I'm like, dude, you think just like me. And it's great. I love a woman with confidence. I love that self, self, just everything that you have about yourself. And I think it's the most sexiest thing in the world for a woman to come up to you confident and tell you what she wants. And I'm like, oh, you just made this easy.
Yeah.
Literally made
And
this easy.
allow me to elaborate when I said I don't think women think chicks are desperate like that. I'm talking about the specific context of a girl. They're at like a club or a bar or maybe the store like you guys like to do. And the girl goes up to the guy and is like, "Oh, hey, I think you're cute. I'm shooting my shot, blah, blah." I think there's a difference there. Like, I don't think any girl would think you're desperate there. I think if you're throwing yourself at a
Yeah, it's
guy who's
different.
clearly not interested in you, that's different. And that would be seen as
Yeah,
desperation. But shooting your
exactly.
shot, like being the one to approach first, I don't think there's a problem with that.
Well, the reason that most people think it's desperate because they think that
Who is
it's
most people?
not most people. The person that's saying this is because they probably said this and the guy probably didn't reciprocate it to him or something.
This
and
is
then
a guy posting this.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
That's why I'm saying I don't think he's gotten any chicks to approach him.
That's weird
Yeah,
because that's definitely because the way I look at it is like most people, they just want to be acknowledged. And if you walk up to a person confident enough to say, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? Can I do let's what do you think about doing this?" And you show interest in them, trust me, most people notice each other before something's even said.
Yeah.
So I already know. I already know in my mind that you fine and you just happened to come to me before I came to you. That's the only thing it is.
Have you had the classic? No, this is classic. Done.
What's
had
that?
it. Do you want to go grab a coffee after work?
Didn't we have a topic about something about coffee via the first date, or maybe I was watching something else and they were talking about?
I said that there's nothing wrong with coffee as a first date.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Coffee in the first date. Yeah, I don't.
Because
There's nothing wrong with that.
Some people are making some chicks were all like, I don't want the first date. I want the first date to be some expensive restaurant.
The wrong kind of women that you should be dating, basically, for saying that. Like anything where you get to you have a lot of opportunity to talk to the other person and get to know them is a good first date. That's like getting coffee is good because you can do that like on your lunch break during the day. Get some coffee, sit down, talk to the person. You can figure out whether I want to do this again or not, whether this person's an idiot or not, whether this person is the little things like, man, what's up with your eating habits? Like you kind of. Oh, you chew with your mouth open? Oh no, gotta get up. It's just like little things that you can just pick up on real easily instead of like, oh, let me go take you to some super expensive restaurant for you to just spend up all my money.
Spend all my money? I think
right.
the fuck not.
No, I don't
yeah,
think
so yeah. Let's see here. Okay, and then I was trying to find this fifth comment, and I did. It was from my boy Scrotum, and he wanted me to talk about Kai Cenat and the riot that occurred in New York when he tweeted out or put out a post. I don't know what he did. I guess maybe he said on his stream where he said he was going to New York. He said he gave a specific location and he said he was going to be giving away PlayStation 5s. And his fans of delinquents decided to go downtown and cause a riot. Essentially, they were on top of cars, breaking cars down, dancing on cars, breaking windows,
fighting.
Let's see here.
Throwing
some fucking projectiles, just doing the fucking most. And I'm just like sitting there. Apparently, Kai's manager is also a lawyer. Fire your manager, dude. He's fucking stupid. He or she, whoever they are, fucking dumb. Okay? Because how did you not know that this was gonna happen? He's one of the most popular I think he is the most popular Twitch streamer there is right now. So the fact that like he had no idea that the concept that since he has a lot of fans, there's a good chance a lot of people would show up is absolutely fucking baffling to me. Like the people who are around you are all stupid. I think maybe they're either still in his age bracket because he's only 19,
Yeah,
he's still
probably.
very young, or they're just so used to being yes men and getting his money that no one was like, this is a bad idea, you shouldn't do this. It could lead to problems. He's probably going to end up getting fined. He should end up getting fined. He caused a fucking riot in the city. It's not his fault. It's not his, like he's told his fans to. Come on. There's a level of responsibility there when you're a fucking super popular person.
Didn't it
dude.
say
Come on.
like 1,000 police officers had to be called in to settle things down? Like,
I don't know.
yeah, bro.
Man,
Like,
65 arrests were made, with 30 of them being juveniles, which of course, because his fucking fan base, they're children, you know, which is fine. That is perfectly fine. I'm just saying, like, this was a unlawful gathering, and they caused a lot of property fucking damage. And if that was my car, these goddamn delinquents, these fucking hoodlums, were dancing on, I would be pissed, and I would be suing the fuck out of all of them, dude. Throw their asses in jail, man. So anyway,
Yeah.
we can go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. He definitely was not being malicious. He just didn't think about it.
Bright.
He didn't
He's
think
not
it,
bright,
yeah, he ain't think it through all the way. I mean, that's what popularity does, though. You got to kind of,
especially when you're that young, your brain isn't even fucking fully developed
I
yet.
guess
But
people,
he gets into these situations where we always go like, dude, you didn't like remember with the situation with the TikTok girl in his house and everything, and it's just like how he handled it was like could have been better to kind of not have him in a situation where it looked like he was protecting a someone who would sexually assault someone, and it's just like so many. But again, as you said, I didn't know he was 19 years old.
I didn't know
thought
he
was
19
older
either,
than
dude.
that.
He looks older.
He does look older,
Dead ass
but-
looks older, dude. But apparently I'm sorry, he's 21. Still pretty
Okay.
young, you know?
but with the fame, has no
He
one
ain't got
sat
fully
there-
formed brain yet.
has no one sat there and told him, like, yo, actions have consequences, no matter how rich you are.
I mean, I don't fucking know. Maybe not, man. But anyway, didn't he say every man for himself? The other stupid shit? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know anything about Kai Cenat other than like, I mean, yeah, I love to see my people prosper, but he's also fucking stupid, all right? Like all those goddamn super popular Twitch streamers are dumb. But that's because they're kids. They're literal kids. People who are that young shouldn't have access to that kind of money and popularity because it fucking warps your brain further. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people who are adults who can't even handle that fucking fame. But whatever. Good luck to him. I hope he sorts some. I mean, I hear they're charging him with that shit. Good luck.
But I mean, what exactly are they charging him with?
Let me look.
Like, what is the exact like charge? I wonder. Because I mean, it's not like he. I don't know what that would be. Like inciting a riot.
Inciting a riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're charging him with.
He's charged with inciting a riot and unlawful assembly. So.
Yep.
I mean, he'll be all right though. He can pay that fucking bond.
Right. He's got enough money to hire really good lawyers to get that knocked down to a misdemeanor. Actually, probably is a misdemeanor. Period. Actually, I just looked it up. It is a misdemeanor. So, like, he's going to do some community service or pay a big fine and go on about his life.
Oh, what's up, Doc? Yeah, he'll be fine. Like, I wish that, and not only that, what if somebody was there who wasn't really a fan of his, who was just like some kind of, or who was a fan of his, like some deranged fan, and they tried to get at him and hurt him, you know?
I saw at one part when the police grabbed him, I guess he tried to hide in the crowd, and they basically like snatched, almost like it was funny because he's so small that they literally just like picked him out of the crowd and just like carried him over people to arrest him. I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, that would have been real easy if somebody was like deranged and like wanted to wish him harm or
Like they could have
accidentally wished him harm. They
easily
definitely
gotten
could've.
to him. They could have hurt him. Like I'm telling you, he needs a better team, dude. Like, all right, well, good luck to that young man. I wish him nothing but continued and further success.
Yeah, he's
But yeah,
definitely going to plead guilty though, because listen to this actual law here in New York. A person is guilty of inciting to riot when he urges 10 or more persons to engage in tumultuous and violent conduct of a kind likely to create public alarm. I mean, just 10. He had like how many people there? Yeah. So he's done. Yeah, he's just
all right.
plead guilty, pay what he gotta pay, get up
and
out
keep
there.
it moving. I do want to say this, Scrotum. Your link did not show up, and like I had to look at my YouTube Studio on my phone. It wouldn't even show up like on my computer. So maybe like not put some text before the straight link. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, shout out to all my channel members. You guys are fucking awesome. Shout out to the boys here, everyone who hung out in the chat, some fun conversations. And yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's skedaddle. All right, let's go ahead and do these outros slow.
Yo, good show, guys. Enjoy your games, enjoy your weekend. I'm about to go play some Remnant too. So yeah.
Hey Ramon, good to see you, buddy.
There's a ton of good games out, and peace.
Yeah. Singer?
Great chat, great panel. A fantastic time as always, being able to gush about Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm going to be playing straight after this. The current game of the year for me. So yeah, enjoy.
All right. Nautical?
What up? Yeah, great show. Everybody enjoy your weekend. It's
It's
stay
fucking...
safe. Say what?
It's fucking Lollapalooza this weekend, y'all.
I know, yeah. It was no dress code, remember? But yeah, enjoy your weekend, have fun, be safe out there. Man. About to go play some Remnant with the homies and not get pulled into the sewer the next time. But
yeah,
great time.
All right, peace, y'all. Thanks for coming out. See you next week.